Hey friends, here is when and why you should care about impermanent loss as a DeFi person. I know this is a major concern for most people, especially the new and less technical folks, as it is proven that over 50% of DeFi users who provide liquidity lose money, even when the tokens go up in price. I don't read minds, but one thing I know is no one wants to be the average DeFi guy who loses his money every time he puts them in liquidity pools, and that is why we will be talking about what impermanent loss is, why it happens, when to care about it, and how to protect yourself against impermanent loss. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am a Sui Network ambassador with over 4 years of experience in the crypto space, and over time I've been able to onboard hundreds of people around the world to the crypto space while helping them maximize their portfolios. Now talking about maximizing portfolios, we will be talking about the concept of impermanent loss and how it can affect your portfolio. Before we continue, I'd like to state that everything I talk about in this video is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered as financial or investment advice. Please always do your own research before making any investment decision. So to the first part. What is impermanent loss? For a comprehensive understanding in this video, we will be using my grandma, who is a trader, as a key reference. I'm sure she's not gonna be pissed. Or are you gonna be pissed, grandma? Anyways, my grandma sets up a fruit stand with 5 apples and 5 oranges, worth $1 each. She's excited. She's got $10 worth of fruits in total. Now she also earns a small fee when people swap between the fruits, and this gets her even more excited because anytime this happens, technically she tends to earn more. But one day, she returned from the market. The apples had doubled in price. She discovered she had fewer apples and more oranges. And somehow she realized that her fruits had less value in total. How can that be? She asked curiously. Well, I told her, welcome to impermanent loss, grandma. And unfortunately guys, she's not alone. In decentralized finance, which we call DeFi, people just like my grandma provide pairs of crypto into liquidity pools to help traders swap assets seamlessly. In return, they earn a portion of the trading fees. But here is the surprise. When the prices of these crypto pairs swing, let's say prices go up or go down, many liquidity providers end up losing more in total asset value than they tend to gain from the fees. That loss is called impermanent loss. Impermanent loss is the difference between the value of assets in a pool and the supposed value if they were not supplied in liquidity pools. And it is called impermanent because it only becomes permanent when the assets get withdrawn from the pool in their unbalanced state. A 2021 Cointelegraph report found that 49.5% of liquidity providers on Uniswap v3 lost money due to impermanent loss even after earning trading fees. To make things worse, in 80% of the 17 pools assessed in this report, impermanent loss exceeded the fees earned with about a $60 million gap. At this stage, you might just conclude that most liquidity providers would have been better off just holding their tokens in their crypto wallets instead of trying to help the market by providing liquidity and earning reward for it. Well, I would say, don't conclude just yet. Before we go into the next stage where we will talk about why impermanent loss happens, I would like to clarify some things about impermanent loss because your understanding of these things will help you grasp the overall concept about it. You can also use this moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel to keep yourself in the loop for more eye-opening videos like this. So let's continue. 1. For the record, the goal of every liquidity provider is to provide liquidity to pools and earn tangible rewards while doing that. 2. All liquidity pools are not the same. Not all liquidity pools are 50-50. Some could be 80-20, and the pools try to balance themselves every time based on this ratio. This can also affect impermanent loss. 3. We have the traditional V2 pools and the concentrated V3 pools, and they both have different impermanent loss risk. 4. Impermanent loss can still happen when the market pumps. 5. And lastly, most liquidity providers are after consistent passive income rather than holding and accumulating assets. If this is not your goal as a liquidity provider too, you might want to reconsider your choice of being a liquidity provider. Although there is a way you can still accumulate assets when you put your assets in liquidity pools, and I'll be sharing that strategy later on in this video. Now going on to the next phase, which is why impermanent loss happens. Let us look at a scenario together. Let's say you provide SUI and USDC to a 50-50 pool on Steam. If SUI doubles in price, the pool automatically rebalances to keep the value of your position. That means the pool automatically sells part of your SUI for USDC. Now, whenever the pool rebalances due to external market prices changing, you tend to lose some money because traders buy from your pool at cheaper prices. And this is why impermanent loss happens. You might also be wondering why it is called impermanent loss. This is because the loss only becomes permanent if you withdraw your assets from the pool while the price ratio is imbalanced. If the prices return to their original ratio, the loss disappears. Now, when should you care about impermanent loss? The short answer is always. You should care about impermanent loss every time. But how much you should care about it depends on 1. Your strategy, the asset you want to supply, and the liquidity pool type. Let's break it down. You should care about impermanent loss when 1. You are providing liquidity in a volatile pair. If you are providing liquidity for 2 tokens that move a lot in price, let's say SUI and SOL, impermanent loss can eat deeply into your profits. Sometimes it could be more than the trading fees you earn. So you might say, what is the essence? 2. You're planning to provide liquidity for the long term. Impermanent loss compounds over time if prices diverge. The longer your tokens stay in an imbalanced pool, the worse it can get. This doesn't mean you can't provide liquidity in the long term though. And that's why at the end of this video, I will show you the best practices to keep yourself safe if you want to provide liquidity on a long-term basis. 3. You're using concentrated V3 pools. In V3 pools, you're only earning fees within a specific price range. If the prices go outside that range, you stop earning fees, and you're left with just 1 token, which is often the one that just dumped or didn't move at all. 4. You're earning little or no trading fees. Impermanent loss might not be worth it if the pool trading volume is low, trading fees are small, or you're not earning protocol incentive. Always check if fees and incentives outweigh the impermanent loss risk. Always check. 5. You're in non-stable or non-correlated pairs. Providing liquidity to something like SUI Shiba or SUI Pepe is dangerous. These assets can diverge wildly, and this leaves you exposed to major impermanent loss. Now, here is how you can avoid or protect yourself against impermanent loss. 1. Use stablecoin pairs. Pairs like USDC against USDT rarely fluctuate, so impermanent loss is minimal. But then you have to know that stablecoin pools gives the least amount of rewards due to high demand among liquidity providers. Everyone is trying to play safe in it. 2. Pick correlated assets. For example, SUI and WAL often move together, and this is a good example of tokens that you can provide liquidity for together. Less volatility is equals to less impermanent loss. 3. Use V2 pools instead of V3 concentrated pools. Although V3 pools usually have higher rewards than V2 pools have less chance of experiencing impermanent loss because you will always be in range and you will always earn fees. Like V3 pools where you can go out of range and miss out on rewards that could have covered all the losses. In most cases, fees earned in V3 pools can't even make up for the losses incurred on impermanent loss. 4. Stay long term and not short term. Staying in for longer gives time for fees to offset impermanent loss if the pair is chosen wisely. So you have to be careful about the pairs that you are choosing to provide liquidity for. Now, here is the bonus. I have 2 things to say. 1. If you want to provide liquidity for long and you want to accumulate those assets simultaneously, here is what you should do. You should pick correlated assets and compound the rewards as they come from the pools. This will expose you more to these assets, you'll earn more rewards and fees, and you will be safe from high impermanent loss and overall low asset value. You might also want to dollar cost average and buy these assets separately whenever there is a dip in the market. This will give you more exposure to these assets outside the borders of liquidity pools. 2. Studies show that liquidity providers who rebalance frequently often suffer more losses. Rebalancing is more impermanent loss. So, depending on the type of risk taker you are, you should spend less time in V3 pools and refrain from using too tight price ranges. Rebalancing the pool should be the last thing you want to do, and having a loose price range will help you in achieving that. And with that, I hope you gained some value in this video. In case you want to know the current market sentiment, you want to know when to hold your position or lock in your profits, you should check out this video on the crypto market fair and greed index. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and share it with your friends. If you've not subscribed to this channel yet, please do so as not to miss out on informative videos and eye-opening videos like this. I'll catch you in the next video.